So 45% of people say that they probably wash their hands more than 50% of the time after they handle cash.
And you're not believing this. You're not buying this at all.
Come on, who does that? Half the time? That's like half the time that you have money in your hands. You go wash your hands right after you touch it?
You know what's weird about this is I thought I was hoping, I was fingers crossed that the majority would come back, and this was wishful thinking. This was like, hey, hopefully I can buy the winning Powerball ticket. I was hoping that the majority would come back with yes all the time. Nobody answered yes all the time on the washing their hands after touching money thing.
You don't do that. I mean, you just don't do that. You just don't think about it. What is it? 36% of people said never. They never do it. But, especially like if you work in a job where you work in your hands, let's say you get dirty. Let's say you're a landscaper. Let's say you're, you're a construction guy, something like that. And you're working with your hands. You're a mechanic. Just where you get your hands dirty. I'm not gonna wash my hands after touching money.
There's that list of things that comes out all the time. It's like the dirtiest things you can touch, and it's always like the remote control always is on there, right? The remote control is always good
at a hotel,
and your smartphone.
Yeah, your smartphone's supposed to be dirtier than the public bathroom.
Right. Even after
and I still take wet wipes into the public bathroom here when I go to
right. And do you wash your hands after every time you use your phone?
No. After I go to the bathroom, yes.
And we know this. We hear, like yesterday, the reason why this was the poll question is because we heard a story about a drugs guy, a dealer that was hiding $1,000 in his butt crack. And that when we were like, well, that money's got to get redistributed somehow. And then that led us to the poll question. Well, if you hear about this, we've had this be the poll question. Many people participated in the poll question over the last 24 hours. How many people do you think are going to change their ways when handling money? You don't change your ways in this. You don't change your ways when you hear that the smartphone has more germs than a toilet seat. Would you ever hold a toilet seat up to your mouth?
Or your face and put it on your cheek? You would never do that.
Yeah, we still don't wash our hands or wash our face or wash our smartphone.
You know what I do?
As a result of knowing that the smartphone has more germs than the toilet seat.
God, this is gross. I'm just looking up like things at the office that are disgusting, that are the dirtiest things. And one of the top 10 things that is the grossest thing is the water cooler. Something we all use here. We get that big jug of water that sits on top. You hit the little valve and the water comes out. It's got all kinds of 2.7 million germs per square inch are on our water cooler, according to this study. The refrigerator, disgusting.
On ours, it's X10. Whatever that number is, you times it by 10. Okay.
Oh God, the microwave, the soap dispenser, your desk. Obviously, people have heard your keyboard and mouse, the printer, just everything that people. Your headphones. Well, how does it know that I have headphones? Do a lot of people wear headphones at work?
Earbuds, I think is what they're referring to.
Chewing on your pen. Oh, that's gross. That's what I'm like. Yeah, and I use everybody's pen that just sits right here. And
we have a guy on the line who's, I guess, a legal expert. The legal expert is not coming in until next hour, and that's Jeffrey Stolberg. But this guy says he knows what's going to happen with that money.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what's your background? How are you qualified to talk about this? Are you there? Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yeah. No, well, I'm pretty sure that butt money is probably in storage, like evidence locker. It's not going to be redistributed.
But it doesn't stay there forever.
Eventually, it's got to. What do they destroy it?
No, it stays in evidence. It never goes anywhere unless like that big, like sometimes that big cartel drug money. They use it to like buy. And I guess it may. So I think Stolberg would be the best bet, but I think it make it redistributed. That's it. You know what? I don't use cash anyway, so hey, have fun with your butt money.
Hey, hold on a second. Let's just be straight with each other, okay? What's your name?
This is butt money.
What's your name?
Chris.
Chris, can we be straight with each other? You've watched a couple of episodes of CSI, and you don't really know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure 95% of the time it just stays in the evidence locker, especially if it was been in somebody's butt.
But what if the case is closed? The guy says, all right, he's guilty. He takes his sentence. That money's just going to stay in a box in a warehouse somewhere?
That's it.
All right.
It's evidence. It's evidence. Just like the drugs. They're not going to just say, oh, you know what? Go deal it back out there. Or, or this gold bullion.
Well, they destroy the... Hey, I've seen CSI. I know they destroy the drugs, all right? They burn them.
Yeah.
Watch the local news. You'll see that. They destroy stuff.
They destroy the drugs, but why would you destroy the money?
You wouldn't. You would, I don't know what you would do to it. Would it go to a charity? You would want to do something with the money. You would want to put it in an account.
There was that scene in Justified in which Winona went in and found all that money in that evidence locker, and that money had been in there for like 6 and 7 years. And Raylan was like, "Well, I don't think I think you go ahead and take that money."
Go ahead.
Did you guys hear about Los Osos just picking up an APC, an armored personnel carrier? Because that's what they use the money for when they get big drug busts and big things like that. They allocate that money, and it becomes property of the police department to do with as they please.
Okay.
Police Commissioners League also participates in bringing in and allocating funds to make big purchases like that.
That makes sense.
That's where they get all their toys from.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than just putting it in a warehouse.
So what you're saying then is if you have the worst job in the world might be the guy that sells the APC because you have to accept that money?
I don't know. That depends on your integrity level. Anytime. I think I sold cars for 5 years, and I think that was probably one of the worst jobs in the world for me.
Do you think you ever...
I watched people go bankrupt when I sold cars to them and they couldn't make the payments. And I watched cars come back repoed and all that stuff, And when you're selling anything, you're in an integrity-less job for the most part. I mean, you don't know a lot of people out there who sell houses for free, right?
Yeah, but they never have to take money out of somebody's butt.
Yeah, that's pretty dirty.
Yes, that is.
Hey, Craig.
So I wanted to tell you, seriously, on the butt money thing.
Yeah.
My wife teaches at the cosmetology school, and one of the students works at a Sally's Beauty Supply, and some lady came in to pay for her stuff wearing Lularoe or whatever it's called, tights, and when she went to pay, she reached into the front of her panties and pulled out her $10 bill.
Oh, yeah.
And paid.
I can see this happening. And what did?
Because there's no pockets on those dumb pants.
What happened?
There's no pockets on those dumb pants.
What did the person do that was running the register? What did they touch it?
They had to take it. They said they grabbed it by the corner of the bill.
No. I would have grabbed a tissue. Like, really? Oh,
yeah, but it's not. That $10 bill does not come with a disclaimer or a Post-it note on it saying, "Caution: this came from the crotch of somebody wearing Lularoe leggings."
Unless she's super smoking hot. I mean, and I'm there.
Then you'd be like, "Yeah."
Have you been to Sally's Beauty Supply?
No.
There ain't no smoking hot in there, man.
Right? Sure.
Smoking crotch, maybe. Smoking hot, not.
Oh, gross. Thanks, Craig.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. 93.3 KZOZ rocks.